Guys, welcome to my review for Jigsaw. So Jigsaw is the 8th film in the Saw franchise. And before I actually get started, I wanted to remind you guys that I don't really, like I said before in the Jeepers Creepers 3 video, I really don't do movie reviews often. Well, this is probably my second video. I don't really like to voice my opinions on movies, honestly, but like I said, if I feel the need to make a review on it, then that's when I decide to let other people hear my thoughts on it. So this review is gonna be more of like exactly me explaining who this movie was meant for, because a lot of people are disappointed in this movie, like a fucking shitload of people. Am I disappointed by the movie? Yes and no. I'm disappointed in the fact that they didn't try anything new. They played it too safe, in my opinion. And I wasn't disappointed because I realized this movie was made for diehard Saw fans, and I do have a bit of that in me. I mean, I currently own all 7 movies. I own like a shitload of posters. I own the video games, and I own the damn puppet with the tricycle. So I'm really a diehard Saw fan. Now I'm not gonna say that every other movie after 1 was bad because they're bad. But I don't know. There's just something about them that holds a place in my heart. It's like something I'm never gonna let go. It's like some people, Friday the 13th, all the movies after the first one, were pretty god awful. But I mean, they still hold a place in everybody's heart today. Okay, and so this movie was not as bad as a lot of people are saying it is. In my opinion, though, obviously. It's definitely not a fuck you, give me your money type of movie like some certain someone is saying it is. Like I said, this movie was made for diehard Saw fans. And if you are a really, really diehard Saw fan, you're going to enjoy this movie. But you're also going to be disappointed that they didn't try anything new. They just played it safe. And now I also wanted to explain the fact that we shouldn't have expected much from this movie. If you did your research and find out who the writers of this movie are, then you should have known already from the start that this movie was not going to be, it was really not going to try anything new, or not even be as good as we thought it would be. We got the fucking writers from Piranha 3D. That's saying something right there. And so we can't really blame the Spirit Brothers for what happened. I mean, for how the movie came out. I mean, these guys are really, really good directors. They really are. But I mean, if they're directing from a script from the people from Piranha 3D, I mean, that's not their fault. That's the script writer's fault. So we can't really blame them for exactly exactly how it turned out. The acting was alright. It wasn't as bad as Saw 3D. Like, Saw 3D had, like, that laughably bad, it's good type, at least to me, type of acting. The lighting was okay. It didn't feel like a traditional Saw movie. I mean, only because, the setting was a barn, so obviously it had to look a lot different. The editing was kind of choppy. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but we do have Kevin Greutert, the director of Saw, the last 2 Saw movies, and the editor of every other Saw movie. He came back to edit, but I guess he hadn't been an editor in a while, and you could probably tell just by the way the movie was edited. There was this one scene where I totally forgot what happens before, but it just immediately cuts to Billy the Puppet's eyes, and it's just really abrupt. It's like, what? Like, what the fuck just happened? What else do we have? Music was one of actually the better things about this movie, the music especially. We brought back Charlie Clouser, and I mean it was so good to hear his music again, especially the Zep theme song at the end of the movie. I think everybody always looks forward to what exactly happens at the end, and then we have the ending of the movie. Okay, so the ending of the movie, I guess it's still taking me a while to process it. Like I could have accepted it if it wasn't for one person's acting. I think they overdid it, like at the very end, and it was just, oh man, it was. I don't know. I can't really say. I'm speechless. I can't really tell. I can't really explain how the acting was, and I'm just gonna let out a spoiler. He doesn't. The guy at the end does not say game over. He says something else, and that's one of the other things I was kind of disappointed by in this movie. If they would have said that line, I think I would have I think I would have been a bit more happier than what I saw. But they didn't say it. But I mean, like I said, I guess this is supposed to be the start of a new franchise, apparently. If it makes enough money. If it doesn't, I mean, it's its own thing. So if it's its own thing, just leave it alone. I mean, 8 Saw movies already, guys. 8. This is technically supposed to be part 1 of a new franchise, which honestly, in my opinion, I'm a diehard Saw fan, like I keep saying, but I really don't think we need that many Saw movies. We really don't. If we would have just had the first 3 Saw movies as a trilogy, that would have been fine. That would have worked right there. Just stop. But then we got Saw 4, which was pretty bad. Then we got Saw 5, which was a really, really bad movie. I think when I watched it first in theaters, Saw 5, I think I fell asleep, actually. It was kind of boring. Saw 6 was actually one of the better ones. I think it's my second favorite in the series. And Saw 3D, okay, let's just pretend that one doesn't even exist. Now, this one was, like I said, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. Not as bad as everyone is saying it is. Like I said, the issue with this movie was everybody expected too much from it, but you should have done your research. We got horrible writers that wrote this movie, so we should have never expected a really, really good horror film in terms of storytelling and acting. But yeah, I mean, if you're a diehard Saw fan and you really want to see this movie, then I highly recommend you to watch this movie. You will be slightly disappointed, but at the same time, you'll kind of be glad that they took it they took a safe route. And if you're looking for a good horror movie, then I highly recommend you don't watch this. Watch, I don't know what you want to watch. I guess you can watch Happy Death Day, which honestly, in my opinion, I actually hated that movie, like, more than this one. But that's my opinion, guys. So, I don't do rating system, honestly, but I guess, out of two thumbs, I'll give it, like, 1 thumb up, Jigsaw, and 1 thumb down. So, yeah. Alright, guys, I'll see you later, and take care.